Good day, everybody. I'm meteorologist Beau, and it is January 28th, 2023. We are watching ice chances this week. Now, a couple things on the messaging. One is we're expecting light ice totals at this point. I'll keep an eye on it. There can always be adjustments, weather evolves, but the primary concern will be travel impacts. That would mean icy roadways, bridges, overpasses. If we have freezing rain with temperatures in the teens and 20s, that's going to cause problems. Also, elevated surfaces like decks, sidewalks, porches, parking lots can also freeze over, and that's going to cause a high risk of injuries with falls. Typically during events like this, the hospitals are quite busy with people with wrist injuries, leg injuries, and so on. So you don't want to fall on the ice, of course. So those are the impacts. The impact is probably going to be travel. If we were to have heavier ice, then we would start thinking about tree branches, power lines. But at this point, it doesn't quite look like that kind of event. On and off chances of light freezing rain and drizzle. That would be starting Sunday night with some patchy freezing drizzle and rain, and maybe some sleet as well. And then another round late Monday into Monday night, another round Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday night, and then we'll keep an eye on Wednesday and Thursday. So a stationary boundary sets up, and that brings about chances, on and off chances of precipitation. So let's take a look at the NAM model. This is a high resolution model, and I did the NAM 3K. As we move through today, some showers move in, but mostly virga, meaning precipitation not reaching the ground. But then as we move into the late afternoon and evening, the atmospheric column will moisten up enough for the raindrops to make it all the way to the ground. So some sprinkles this afternoon, but actual shower chances increase as we move through the overnight hours, with widespread showers in the region. Again, a quarter of an inch to a half an inch of rain not out of the question. And you can see the snow and ice well to our north. That cold boundary, though, will be pressing southward with time. We will stay all rain tonight, but we'll talk about the ice in a minute. We move through the overnight hours. You see a couple of heavier showers here and there, but nothing major, and no severe thunderstorms or thunderstorms for that matter expected in our local area. As we move through tomorrow, it will dry out, but then tomorrow night I have some concerns that some light freezing rain, some light drizzle will redevelop over the region, and that's a concern for roadways, bridges, decks, parking lots. We'll have to watch where the freezing line ends up tomorrow. It may be that the Pennyroyal area down towards LBL stays above freezing into northwest Tennessee. It'll be close, but then as cold as 20s over our northern county. So the cold air pressing southward with time tomorrow night, Sunday night into Monday morning, with some sleet, freezing rain, maybe some flurries. The column supports freezing rain and freezing drizzle, mostly maybe even some patchy fog. And it only takes a little bit of freezing rain or freezing drizzle on surfaces to cause travel headaches. So let's keep that in mind. We don't focus on totals as much as impact. Impact would be icy surfaces. We typically see an increase in falls. As I mentioned earlier, hospitals are busy during ice storms because people falling. It looks like wet pavement, wet deck, but it ends up that it's actually ice. So you want to be very careful with the ice. As we move through Monday morning, the precipitation ends, but then we're going to watch out to our southwest as another storm system takes shape, and that will spread freezing rain, sleet, maybe a little snow back into our region Monday night and Tuesday. The totals on that one will need to be monitored, but for now it doesn't look like a devastating, damaging, catastrophic ice storm for our local area. It looks more like icy roadways and surfaces will be the primary concern, but I'll keep an eye on it in case the storm is more intense. And so as we move into Monday night and Tuesday, let's take a look at the GFS model, and it shunts the bulk of the precipitation to our south as we move through time Monday night and Tuesday. We'll have to watch that. Some of the data wants to bring the precipitation farther north, some of it farther south. The GFS is the farthest south, with the Canadian and EC model farther north. And then another round of precipitation Tuesday night and Wednesday and Thursday. There's multiple waves that move along this. The Thursday event could be a little more widespread, but temperatures Thursday, it's possible we rise above freezing as well. We'll have to keep an eye on that. And this is a busy weather pattern. Obviously, there's a lot of systems to watch. We look at the GFS and the temperature profiles, and we see on and off cold temperatures, that purple and pink coming in from the north. That's the intrusion of cold air this week. As we move through Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we see mostly below average temperatures. But then as we move into next weekend and the week after, watch what happens with the orange and red colors. Those are above average temperatures. There are some signals for some very warm air in February as well, and that could mean severe thunderstorms. We'll just have to keep an eye on that. I don't like to see a pattern like this in the models in the long range, because that's a signal for heavy rain and severe thunderstorms. At some point, if we keep up the number of systems moving through the region, we'll have to start worrying about flooding as we enter spring. We just came out of severe drought, expansive drought over across the central U.S. and Ohio Valley, and now we're moving towards a wetter pattern, and that's a concern, of course, for flooding. Let's look at the precipitation, and what I want to show you is, since we've been in mid-December, we've had on and off rain chances every 3 or 4 days. So we have a chance tonight, a chance Sunday night, a chance Monday night, Tuesday, another round Wednesday and Thursday of precipitation, depending on how far that shunts southward. But then watch what happens as we move farther out in time. Keep going here to Sunday and Monday of next week, another potential rain event there on Sunday and Monday, and then a larger system takes shape as we move towards the end of the period, and that would be around next Friday, not this coming Friday, but the following Friday, the 10th or 11th. With this is a bigger system, so we'll keep an eye on that. Now that's in the long range. That's February 11th, so we're getting way out there. But I will say this, the GFS model has done a very good job this winter of sniffing out these long range precipitation events. Of course, the details aren't going to be exact, but if that low were to track to our north on the 10th, 11th, and 12th, then we would be in heavy rain and thunderstorms again, similar to recent weeks. And we don't want that. Obviously, it's winter time, and anytime you see storm systems like this in the winter, you have to start thinking about severe weather. So we'll watch that in the long range. We're not going to be concerned about it yet, but we're going to watch it. And then another system on the 14th. So what's the takeaway from this is the 13th and 14th on this one. The takeaway is that we have systems moving through of some sort of fashion every 3 or 4 days, and that keeps precipitation chances ramped up. So there's a lot to watch. Again, the primary concern over the coming days will be icy surfaces. It doesn't look like a damaging ice storm yet. We'll keep an eye on that, especially our far southern counties, the Boot Heel into Arkansas, western Tennessee. Perhaps a higher chance of higher ice totals, but for now it looks like the primary concern will be icy surfaces, sidewalks, decks, parking lots. When you step outside on that step, it may look wet, but it's actually ice. Many people fall in weather like this, and we have quite a few injuries. So let's be careful. Don't become one of those people that has to go to the hospital with a broken bone. We don't want that. All right, I'll be on top of this. I'll continue to watch it. I'll keep the blog update. Don't forget to subscribe if you like all this. Become a platinum supporter at weathertalk.com. Subscribe, then go to the App Store and download the Beau Dotson Weather app. Don't forget about JP's app as well, JP's Traffic. Just Google JP's Traffic, and we're friends, and that's a great app as well. All right, I hope you have a great Saturday.
I wish I'd prepared for the weather. I was prepared for the weather. With Beau Dotson's Weather Talk, I've got the planning advantage. Short and long-range forecasts, graphics, and videos. Remember, when your livelihood is controlled by the weather, you need to know what lies ahead. Sign up today at BeauDotsonWeather.com.